Kaixo, Agur. My name is Ibarra. What I want to introduce to you is Pintxos. Pintxos are like 2-bite size appetizer that you find mostly in the Basque country, but it also going into the rest of Spain. It's pretty much a tapas. We call it Pintxo in the Basque country. A lot of time it has a skewer, and so we eat like that on a piece of bread. But also sometimes Pintxo doesn't have a piece of bread. So today what I'm going to do is not really a Pintxo per se, but it is a tapa that is being served, but also sometimes it's served as a dish. And this program, the Pintxo program, the Pintxo parade, is also associated with a dish that I would cook and present to you that originated from any of the 7 provinces of the Basque country. There are 4 on the Spanish side and 3 on the French side. I was born on the French side. We call it Ibarra, the province of Lapurdi. My family comes originally from the Spanish side of the Basque country. So we're about all the same, but there are some variances in cooking, but we all have one thing in common, is passion. Passion for the culture and passion for cooking. So today I will present you a dish that was created by fishermen. For hundreds of years, 500-600 years actually, Basque fishermen were going to Newfoundland to find cod, bring it back. That's why we have bacalao, we have dry cod hanging everywhere in the Basque country, but also they would go and chase and hunt whale to bring the whale for the oil mainly. That was a long time ago, so don't worry, don't get on me. And that we don't fish for whale anymore. And then they would also go for a long period of time for the Tuna campaign, fishing campaign, very often off the coast of Africa, near Dakar. And then they would come back after all those months. But either they would go for a week or for 5 months. Fishermen have something in common. They would make Marmitako. Marmitako is a fish, a stew that was cooked on the fishing boat. The fishermen were keeping the best pieces. They would make it with the bone, they would make a fish stock. And then on board of the ship or the boat, they always had either potatoes or rice. Well, this dish is made with potatoes. So I'll be sharing with you, it's very easy, some basic ingredients. And it doesn't take that long to cook once you have everything ready. I cheated a little bit. I cut and slice some of the items, but some also I will do it on front of you. So we will start with, and I'll tell you what it has. First, it has tuna, onions, pepper, red and green pepper, some piquillo pepper that comes from Navarra, some tomatoes, and a great Vizcaína sauce that's made with choricero peppers. Some fish stock, potatoes, that's very important, and I will explain you. So I'm not going to drink it, I promise, at least not in front of my son, who is the person in charge here. So we will start. Yeah, so welcome to Pintxo Parade / Basque Country Cooking, any dish. And I hope you'll enjoy it. But I'm going to start by pouring some extra virgin olive oil in this, and then I have about 1.5 pounds of tuna. And what we do, or what the fishermen did, and I'm going to do the same way, I'm not going to cut it like when we're in commercial kitchen, everything has to be perfect, so he cooked the same amount of time. The fisherman was a fisherman. You know, he was very good at fishing. There was, of course, a cook on board, but it was not perfect. but one thing sure, it was good. So here we have the tuna, so enough for 4 people. I put some sea salt, some black peppercorn. I can see that the oil, the extra virgin oil now is seasoning, it's smoking a little bit. I just love it. So usually the tuna is not seared. The fisherman would put that, the tuna that is right on the stove cooking. But for me, I think that if you sear protein, if you sear something, even if it's vegetable, it will caramelize the surface and provide the stomach or your mouth with a much pleasant flavor. So here I am searing the tuna. It's a beautiful tuna. Make sure that it's seared well without fully cooking. And one of the chefs I work with, Mr. Arambid, in Saint Jean de Luz, in Donibane Lohizune, in the northern side of that country, he would always say, if it smells and you're happy with it, that's how it is going to taste. So each time you sear something and you can smell it and you like it, that's how it is going to taste. So I will show you how nicely caramelized it is. You can see a little bit of smoke here, but I can show you it's nicely caramelized. I'll turn the heater off because otherwise the fire department will come. That's beautiful. What's going to come out? From this very step, the oil will be infused with the tuna flavor. And so what we are going to have is a magnificent flavor because of the tuna. Not only that we will finish cooking the tuna in the broth, but with that step, the broth will have such a nice caramelized flavor. And now the onion pretty much is cleaning up the tuna bits and infuse itself with that flavor. Oh, I can smell. I just love onion. So the onion now is starting to get a little bit golden. We have garlic, so either you can smash it or you can chop it. For me, I like smashing it, so it keeps its integrity while releasing flavors. So we'll cook that for, not too long, maybe 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Maybe less. Just have to make sure that it caramelizes well, it renders its juices, then it confits a little bit, and all that. You don't want to rush because you have to remind yourself that you don't have to see your wife tonight because as a fisherman, you're on the boat with your friends, you're on the boat far from home. And although you're very happy to see your wife when you come back, right now you're on the boat. Oh, I can really smell the garlic, the onion. Can only imagine. So the color there, yeah, it's nicely golden. I'm going to let it stew a little bit in the own juice. It's releasing the water that was in the onion, and then the water will evaporate and the onion will start cooking into their own sugar. It's going to release some great flavor. Now I will put the pepper. So usually we use pepper from Guernica or from Anglet. There are a lot of fishing harbor in the Basque Country, and depending where you are on the north side, on the French side or Spanish side, south side, of course you will use different ingredients. So the peppers are ones. Peppers are Anglet grows great green peppers, and so does Guernica, and so we use those peppers. They will do like onion. They will release their flavor, their water, and then that juice will concentrate and coat the bell pepper. So we will let stew. This is beautiful color, of course, but the color is just one thing. Then while it's stewing here gently, I'm going to present you with the piquillo pepper. Piquillo pepper is the star, one of the stars of Navarra, and we use piquillo pepper quite a bit in the Basque Country. So I use, and don't worry, I washed my hands. I will cut those piquillo pepper in pieces, and then I will add it. And piquillo peppers are smoky. They're very sweet. They have a sweetness that you know when you eat piquillo pepper. It's sweet, it's smoky, it's tender. It just makes you smile. So for me, when I'm in a bad mood, I just get some chili, some piquillo pepper. It's like telling a joke, a serious joke. That gives right away a really nice fragrance, a very nice smell to the dish, and that's going to impart a great flavor. Now, tomatoes. I was mentioning earlier that depending where you are, what fishing harbor you're from, and also what cook you are, what also the captain wanted on the boat, because captains have different enjoy different flavor profile. Sometimes they wanted it spicy, sometimes not so spicy, sometimes sweet, sometimes not so sweet, sometimes potatoes, sometimes no potatoes, or very little potatoes. So this one is really a recipe that my uncle used to make. He used to be on the Sopite. That was a fishing boat based in Bayonne and Saint Jean de Luz, and they would go for months near Dakar, just off the coast of Africa. So this recipe is actually came from him. And what I use here is Euskara sauce. It's made with chorizo chili pepper with the meat. It imparts a great flavor. And this is the base for Euskara sauce. It's a sauce that's very popular in Bilbao, and then it's used with bacalao, with all kind of other dishes. Now the other style of the dish is a potato. But before we go to the potatoes, the fishermen used to drink this. It was very good against the cold. It was vermouth. That was very good. And me, against, instead of drinking, although I drink it, but I also use for cooking. So in French cooking, we say deglazed. So you can see here that the juice from all those vegetables has thickened, and so all the sugars are concentrating. So that gives a great flavor. So what I do, I deglaze, I put a little bit of vermouth. This vermouth comes from Alava, Victoria Gasteiz, and it is going to bring a fantastic flavor to the dish. And now I will show you how to cut the potatoes. So the potatoes are, we don't slice them, we don't cut them, we don't dice them. We take it, the potatoes, and then we snap it. We insert a knife and we snap it. We insert a knife and we snap it. So it has nothing to do with like French cooking, where everything has to be perfect, or fine dining. This is, don't forget, this is what Fisherman was doing. So the important there is the flavor. It's not necessarily how it looks like or perfection. The perfection is really the flavor. So you see, you insert and then you snap it. You insert and then you snap it. You insert and you snap it. Insert. And so what it does, it naturally breaks from the potatoes. I mean, the piece of potato naturally breaks, allowing for the fiber to open up and giving the broth those natural starches. If you slice a potato, if you dice a potato, it will not give you the same type of, the same amount of starch. There, it will allow for the stew, for the broth to thicken. So we have everything here. That's really how it is. What we're going to use is a little bit of Espelette pepper. The chili pepper comes from Espelette, from the northern side, from the province called Lapurdi, I'm from. And then, of course, pimentón melavera, that's a Spanish paprika. That gives that, I think it's, my uncle used to really like it. Not every fisherman liked it, but my uncle really liked it. So we'll mix all that. Some sea salt, again some black peppercorn. I think using freshly crushed or milled black peppercorn also makes a big difference. Now what we have here is fish stock, and then we just pour until we cover it. And then we have to check, and then we let it, bring it to the boiling point, bring the heat down, simmer for 5 minutes, and then we will cook for about 15 minutes. I can see that it's almost done. I have to try again, and then we make sure that it's perfect for Mr. Tuna. Yeah. Some sea salt. Right, and now, because we have already seared the tuna, is going to impart some great flavor. Now we can add the tuna to the broth, vegetables and potatoes, and we are going to let it cook, get to temperature. It will take maybe 2-3 minutes to get to temperature, and then it's going to start to cook, simmer releasing flavor and absorbing also. So that will be a good Marmitako. I don't know if I make it as good as my uncle, but I'm really trying. And in cooking, what you have to do, you just have to respect ingredients. And then a recipe is pretty much a guideline, because there is not just one Marmitako. Depending on the fishing harbor in Saint Jean de Luz or Bayonne or Lecatio or San Sebastian or wherever, people make it differently with what they have. So don't feel stuck like you have to follow a recipe. As long as you follow the cooking time and the techniques, ingredients you can subtract or add, unless it's so important that if you make a mustard sauce, make sure that you have mustard. You cannot substitute. But if you do something else, if you don't like something, or if you want to add cumin, or if you want to add garbanzo beans, by all means. I actually, when I make it for myself, I always add garbanzo beans, because I am just crazy about garbanzo beans. But it's as traditional as possible as I can get to it. There is some variances, like with the vermouth. Usually the cook will drink it, but for me I put in the recipe, but I will have some later. But this vermouth from the province of Aupa is really, really good. So if you can get it, by all means, you get. Other way, you can add another vermouth or a dry white wine. Txakoli is good. Txakoli is a wine that grows just outside of San Sebastian on the Basque coast, and actually a lot of vineyards are facing the ocean. So that wine is drunk with seafood, but very young, 1 or 2 years old. That's the best. So it's called Txakoli, 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 if you find it. I like to drink Txakoli also just like that. On a warm summer evening, a glass of Txakoli just makes me want to have another one. So here we have the Marmitako ready. I do believe that the potatoes are done. Yes, they're done. The tuna is also done. I will taste one more time, and we're going to let it sit. Let it sit so it can relax. Yes. That's it. That's the way it is. We'll add some parsley. You'll notice that in Basque cooking, parsley is quite important. It's used a lot. That's it. Again, the oil from the parsley now will be released into the broth. But instead of putting it at the beginning, we put it at the end, so it has a nice fresh flavor. And then once we serve the Marmitako, we'll put again a little bit more parsley. And what I like to do with Marmitako is always have at least one slice of bread. You can have just a slice of bread, plain, or you can have a grilled. Grilled will give you another flavor profile. That's going to complement very well the Marmitako. Going to serve now one Marmitako. So here we have 2 pieces of tuna, potatoes. This is like a tapas, Pintxos size, just 2 pieces, a lot of vegetables, potatoes. Make sure that you get the piquillo, because without piquillo, life is like black and white. And then We'll add some of the Marmitako broth. Some more parsley. A nice piece of bread so you can dunk into the broth. And here it is. This is Marmitako. On again. That's how we say bon appetit. On again. And I will try. Yeah, I compliment to the chef. Oh, great. Well, thank you. So here it is. I will try now a piece of the tuna. This is perfect. So it's a little bit pink, just barely pink. And that's why I put the tuna at the very end, just for a few minutes. I like it when the tuna still has a little bit of pinkiness in it. A lot of fishermen used to put it all together and then cook at the same time as the potato. Some not. But me, I just, 2-3 minutes and that's it. So it is really good. Oh, this is very good, but for me again, because I am addicted, I'll add some espelette. Because without espelette, it's not spicy life. Now I can try. Yeah, very good. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time for either another recipe or a new pincho for a good pincho parade. We'll see you. Agur. And very often there is an ingredient that you not find in the Marmitako. It's guindillas. Guindillas are pepper, chili pepper, long chili pepper that you find in the in Gipuzkoa, near San Sebastian, and that gives an amazing flavor. So I will put that, mix it there in a brine. I keep this one for presentation, but you'll see. Oops. Tuna here, gotta go with fish for tuna. Here it is. All right. A little bit of parsley. And you can even add, if you want, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. As I said, recipes are guidance, right? So here it is for you to enjoy it.